It was Thanksgiving Day. The house was filled with warmth, light, and the kind of cozy softness that makes every corner feel alive. I stood near the dining table, taking in the smell of roasted turkey, cinnamon pie, and the faint aroma of fresh coffee. Like every year, Grandma had managed to bring the whole family together, but this year felt different. Maybe because it was my first time coming home from college after so long, or maybe because something inside me felt uneasy. Grandpa, who usually joked and laughed during dinner preparations, seemed unusually quiet. He watched me for a moment and then asked, "Did you get the email about your trust fund, kiddo?" I assumed they told you already. The plate in my hand stopped mid-air. "Email? What email?" I asked, confused. A sudden silence swept across the table. My uncle pretended to focus on stirring his mashed potatoes. My aunt began sipping water as if her life depended on it, and my father he'd looked at me once, then quickly turned away. Grandpa frowned. "The trust fund your grandmother set up for you when you were little. It was supposed to transfer to you when you turned 21. I thought everything was already settled." I felt the floor shift beneath me. "Grandpa, no one ever told me about any trust fund," I said slowly. This time, the silence was heavier, sharper, like the whole room was holding its breath. Inside me, a mixture of anger, hurt, and confusion cracked open all at once. If such a fund existed, if my grandmother had left something for me, why was it kept a secret? Grandpa looked directly at my mother. "You didn't tell him. What is going on?" My mother hesitated, her voice trembling slightly. "Dad, we thought it wasn't the right time yet. Kids get emotional. Too much money can mislead them." I laughed an empty, bitter laugh. Too much money. That was my grandmother's last gift to me. It was my right, I said, my voice shaking. My father finally spoke, his tone heavy with a strange mixture of guilt and explanation. "Son, your tuition, your expenses, things were difficult. We thought using the fund for your education was more important." A cold wave ran through me. "You used it. You spent the trust fund without telling me." My words came out cracked and trembling. Grandpa's face paled. "You spent his trust. That money was supposed to be untouched, was meant for him alone." Grandma's eyes filled with tears. "We never wanted you to struggle," she whispered, "but keeping it a secret, that was wrong, very wrong." I stood there, every heartbeat heavy and hot, like something inside me had shattered. How many emails had they hidden? How many documents had been intercepted before they ever reached me? How many decisions about my future were made behind my back, while I believed everything was normal? In that moment, I realized my life had been quietly shaped by choices I never knew about. My path, my future, mapped out by people who never once asked what I wanted. Grandpa gently placed a hand on my shoulder. "Come with me," he said softly. He led me to his study room, a warm, wooden space filled with old books and memories. He opened a drawer, pulled out a thick folder, and handed it to me. "This was yours," he said. "Every paper, every instruction. Your parents told me you weren't ready. I trusted them. I shouldn't have." I opened the folder. Page after page, I saw my grandmother's handwriting, her signatures, the bank's documents, everything clearly marked with my name. And then, tucked in between the papers, I saw a printed email. "Please withhold communication with the beneficiary until further notice." Below it was my father's signature. My breath caught in my throat. "That trust fund," Grandpa continued, "wasn't about money. It was her way of protecting your future. You deserved to know." I swallowed hard. What do I do now? How do I even begin to fix this? Grandpa smiled gently, his eyes warm. "The truth may come late, but it always comes. Now the decisions will be yours. Your life, your choices, and I'll stand with you always." When I walked back into the dining room, all eyes were on me, some filled with shame, some with fear, some simply avoiding detection, as if silence could erase the truth. I took a slow breath. "I'm not angry," I said quietly, "but I am hurt. From now on, nothing about my life gets decided without me. I deserve honesty, and I'm taking back what's mine." Everyone felt the weight of those words. I knew this Thanksgiving would be remembered not for the turkey, not for the laughter, not for the warmth of the family gathering, but for the moment when the truth finally surfaced and changed everything.